Okay, let's start again. So welcome everybody. I'm super excited and happy and feel honored that you guys are up early this morning, um, joining me this morning for morning coffee. I got my coffee here. Hopefully you guys have taken some time um, just get settled in. So if you haven't, I just invite you, just take a few minutes. Make sure you find somewhere you're comfortable just to enjoy the next little bit the presentation. If you want to get a pen and paper, oftentimes when we listen to webinars, there might be things that I say or other people maybe contribute to that you might just kind of want to jot that down. As soon as we jot it down, it's just interesting how it ignites another area of the brain. You might be more apt to remember or take some action with it. So do that. And if you want to get a little drink or warm tea or something, feel free to do that so you're enjoying your morning through the webinar. Now, I have all the participants muted right now, but we're going to be using the chat. So on the bottom panel there, you're going to see the chat. So I welcome you. If you have any questions or comments or anything that you're wanting to share, we can do that through the chat because I'd like this to be interactive. So if there are things that you're wanting to share or ask questions, we will be having a time for that as well, to please do so too. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to share my screen for the presentation here. 1 second. Okay. So, welcome to Ignite Your Inner Boss. The time is now to start taking life into your own hands and then create the life you desire. Now, becoming your own inner boss, igniting that inner boss, it's my intention behind this is around taking your life into your own hands. So many times in life that we feel maybe trapped in our situation, we feel limited to what we can do based on different circumstances. So we'll often maybe blame or criticize our situation of, oh, my kids are busy, or I work 9 to 5, or I'm just unhappy. And I just want to inspire people to begin to break out of that and start taking life into your own hands and become your own boss, where you dictate what you want to do, when you want to do it, and start really creating the life that you desire. So, So just for us this morning, just to honor yourself and the time that we have today. So I just invite you, if you're on your computer, to shut out any other icons that you have, any Facebook or chats or Instagram, anything that might be of a distraction. Turn off your cell phone and really just allow yourself just to connect here. You've already made the commitment to join the webinar, so I really would hope that you just allow yourself to be present, to hear the information and to really just connect with yourself. So listening to your subtle senses and those gut feelings and lines of communication. So often when we hear people speak and we're getting these bits of inspiration, you might get an idea, you might want to take action, whatever that case might be. And so just allow yourself to listen to those subtle senses, but if you choose to take some action with that later on today, but really just become aware. What are you feeling? What is bubbling up? And honor that. Okay, awesome. Let's begin. So a little bit about me. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 13 years. So I live in a small rural community of about 1,000 people here in Manitoba called Shoal Lake. And this is where I was born and raised. This is my hometown. And as soon as I graduated, I decided that I was leaving. I was going to be a city slicker. I moved out to Calgary. And I started a lot of alternative health. So I started off with massage therapy and landed a great job working in the middle of the mountains in Kananaskis. And then I became an instructor of a therapy called Body Talk. Body Talk was a system that I still use personally. It was something that I thrived with. It was an alternative therapy that really got me to learn about how our body on a holistic and a consciousness functioning approach. Many times we look at the body and look at our life and we think it's just the physical, but yet it started to really teach me and show what our emotions and how they influence us, how our attitudes and beliefs, how we create them, how we begin to cope behind those wounds and those childhood stories. And so I'm very passionate. I was very fortunate. By the time I was 23, I was traveling all across Canada, pioneering and teaching this therapy all across. Through that, there was a lot of life sciences and personal development that I was able to evolve my training. I also became a yoga instructor, and then with all of my students and people that I was working with, naturally got me into coaching. And so I was able to coach my fellow students, my colleagues, and for both personal and personal and business life. But then I had two kids. My first daughter, Lacey, you'll see her down in the picture below, she was very adaptable. She was able to travel. I was able to continue that career. And then it's amazing how 6 years difference, having Remy, how he just didn't travel. It was really challenging. I wanted to be home more. I didn't want to be on the road. So I was kind of at a crossroads in my life and kind of torn as to how can I have it all? How can I be the mom and be involved and be able to be at home to pick up the kids, yet continue to have a career? And so I got to a crossroads. I had to make some decisions. So I decided to just honor that desire to be mom. Kids are only young once. So I resigned from instructing that therapy, and I began kind of seeking what was my next step, what was my next phase in life. And so I started just seeking. I put the intention out there. I knew what I wanted. So this is kind of one tool to start with, you guys. Anyone here that feels that they're seeking for something, we got to get clear as to what is it you're wanting in your life. And for me, I knew I wanted to work from anywhere at any time. I wanted to have my own schedule still. I wanted to generate an income equal or of course, I wanted to evolve to a higher income than I was with my previous business. So I wrote out my list. And also in that transition of business, so I ran a full-time practice with my massage therapy and my body taught clients, and so I've ran and experienced the traditional business aspect. And as near the end of my teaching career, I started to really see the impact of how everything was shifting to becoming online. How people, we were doing our Zoom meetings. I had, students all across Canada. How was I going to be mentoring and coaching and supporting them? And so I seen naturally the trend of business starting to go online. And in my busy lifestyle, I remember doing my Christmas shopping. The first time I did 90% of it online. And I really started to see the impact and the direction of how business was evolving. And so I knew that I would have to get out of my comfort zone of how I was doing business and shift the way I was doing it to be able to, evolve and to keep moving forward. And so I was watching on Facebook. I seen a guy I knew from back in high school. He had a video. The video, I admire people when you can see that they are being vulnerable and they're trying something new. That's something I just admire in people. And so I just heard a little bit of a quiver in his voice and the vulnerability of creating this video on Facebook. So I messaged him right away and said, hey, what are you doing? And he said, oh, I'm working with some affiliate marketing and I'll send you more info. And within a 48-hour period, I had this gut feeling of this is what I need to do. Now, for me, I was terrified. In my previous business, my website is something I would hire out. My blog, I would write, I'd have someone edit it and post and maintain that. My PowerPoints were always created and exchanged with other colleagues. And so the online work was my weakness, what I had thought. And so I knew going into this new venture, I'd have to get out of my comfort zone. I'd have to learn a whole new skill set. And but yet I knew I would need to do that if I really wanted to evolve and outgrow myself. So I did. I hopped on board, and it's been about a year now since I have started this new venture of affiliate marketing. So I'm a mom of two. Some of my hobbies, I really enjoy cooking and baking. It's like therapy for me. And having fun outdoors. My kids love being outside. So whether it's out snowshoeing, skidooing, fishing, or something along those lines, I really enjoy that family time. So you can see there, that's my family. Okay. So when we take a look at doing anything in life, it's getting clear as to what is your why? Why are you doing it? And so this is another little tip and tool you can take home today is really start getting clear of what is it that you're wanting and then your why behind it. Your why allows you to get kind of your emotional connection. And we know as soon as we get emotional about something, it makes things stronger and more concrete, and we have more natural inspiration and desire to create it. So my why is to empower others, to discover their true potential by inspiring, coaching, and encouraging them so that we can create the life that we desire and we deserve. And I feel really strongly about this, creating the life that we desire. I really do have a strong belief that life is here for us to create instead of, living that, textbook routine and kind of living in the mold of society. I really feel that too many people are doing that, where they have an idea, they would love to try something new, but often it's our fear that keeps us there. So I'm on a mission to inspire hundreds of people to get out of that rut and to take a chance on themselves, because many times it's our own self-worth that's really stopping us from really going for what we want. We keep ourselves small, and we somehow get comfortable and feel that's okay. And I'd like to challenge that a little bit as to, are you really happy? Are you really living the life that you desire? And if not, how come? So, this journey got me seeking. So it was my desire to spend time with my kids and to be able to generate an income. I was exhausted from the way I was functioning before. I was just stuck in a rut. Um, okay, so I kind of covered that already. So seeing you're here, my guess is that you're seeking for something. And so I'm just going to pose the question. Just take a few moments, take a deep breath, have a sip of your tea, and just ask yourself, why am I here? I'd like you just to really take a look as, what are you seeking? Because we're all seeking on some level, whether we're aware of it or not. I remember the first time I was called a seeker. I was sitting in one of our philosophy classes, and the average adult in the room, I was 19 years old, and the group of people were 45 plus. And so I kind of looked a little bit odd in the room. But, the lady, her name was Esther Veltheim, and she says, if you're sitting in this room, you must be a seeker. And a girlfriend of mine, she was about the same age, and I said to her, what's a seeker? She said, I don't know. I said, well, I don't know what a seeker is either. And so we're kind of whispering back and forth, and Esther pipes up and she says, what is this, dear? And I said, well, what's a seeker? I don't know what a seeker is. So she began to laugh. And so seeking, really, we all have moments of it where we'll have a time in our life. Often it will be a conflict, or we've hit rock bottom, or we've had a death, or there's been some kind of trauma in our life that gets us to start looking inward. It's like a turning point for us. And, for me, I was 18 when my dad had passed. And so that was my turning point to start seeking. And that's what kind of got me into all of these healing modalities, because I started asking the bigger questions of, really, what happens when you die? Is my Ukrainian Catholic, is my background, my religion, was it really accurate? What really does happen? And it took me on a spiral of seeking. And it was a gift, because I have been able to start doing a lot of this inward personal growth work for 15 years ish. And so it's been a gift in that crisis. And so oftentimes we will have a time in our life that seems really hard and we struggle with it. But when we begin to start asking some of the more questions and start seeking inwardly, So asking what is it you really want, and asking what is my why do I want to create it, allows us to stop looking externally into the environment, and will get us going inward to start hearing and having this relationship with ourselves. So what is it you desire in your life? And if you have your pen and paper, I invite you to just write down what are the first few things that pop up in your mind. There's no right or wrong. There's just going to be ideas that pop up. And so write them down. Okay, so what is it I do? So I work as an affiliate marketer. And so when I first, heard this, I was like, oh, what is that? What does even affiliate marketer do? And so affiliate marketer is someone who sells a product and receives commission upon completing the sale of it. And so, I kind of never thought of myself to be a salesperson. And so, even when I first seen it, in spite of this gut feeling, I was like, I'm not a salesperson. I don't know how to sell anything. I'm a healer. That was, and I had a strong attachment, or that's what I had known myself to be, was a healer. And so, stepping into this new aspect of sales was really out of my comfort level. But really, when I start to see the whole trend of what affiliate marketers do, it's actually all over the place. When you take a look at Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, all of these bigger companies are using this affiliate marketing to actually spread um, their their products and to get more sales. And so the more I started to research about how affiliate marketing works, it really intrigued me. And I could see how if all of these bigger companies are using this approach, then it's probably exactly on par as to where I want my business and myself to go to. So when you take a look at how could affiliate marketing really benefit you? So, it's a rapidly growing new approach to entrepreneurship. The company that we work with, you can receive commission sales up to $3,300 per sale. Now, for me, I have, entrepreneurship has been in our family. So my mom has sold Party Light, and my sister sells Avon. And so these are some of the other smaller home-based business companies that I have had explored. Of course, they were maybe working towards a trip, so they needed someone else to sign up. So I thought, oh, heck, I'll give it a try. And what I had noticed with those is that I'll show you in a bit, but I have had the commissions were never, you'd maybe get 5-10% of what your commission was off of a shower, body wash or something. You're maybe making $1 or $2. So for me one of my intentions was to increase and surpass my previous outcome. A commission of $3,300 was able to achieve that for me. So it was my awareness that I knew I was on track. Now, we also have an awesome product line that heals and enhances your body's mind and finances. So as much as I was a healer and still use those tools and techniques, the concept of using healing actually fell into this product. And so it really resonated. It was still in line with my values. I have a strong belief that our body has the power to heal itself. And it's going to take a lot of extra time, not extra time, it's more awareness as to, what do we put into our body? How are we expressing ourselves? How are we communicating how we feel? And so we're more complex than what we give ourselves or become aware of. But this was something that was in alignment with healing and the product and what it works. So how can also benefit you on my team that rocks. I have a really great, awesome team that I love to coach, empower, and have some fun with it. So who are we partnered with? And so we work with a company called Enagic, and they have been in business for 4 decades. They are the leading manufacturer of alkaline ionizers and water filtration machines in the world. Their passion is to transform tap water into your home into pure, healthy, electrolyzed, reduced, hydrogen-rich drinking water. Now, the interesting thing about this company is that I had seen them, their product, when I had first started out in my teaching journey of alternative health. And so what? So what So what we needed to do is, I'm sorry, I have a little pitter patter in my bedroom as I'm recording this. So this is one of the joys of working from home, is being able to be at home um, and have those little moments of love interruptions. Okay, so back to where I was. So our company, the water machines, I'd seen a client of mine, a student of mine had the water machine in her house, and she had showed me all the benefits and aspects of it, and I had actually fallen in love with it. I was just intrigued. Then I forgot about it until I had started looking at this business opportunity, and I seen it again. So sometimes in life you'll see things that pop up. It might be once, it might be twice, it might be 3 times before you actually aha, that's something I need to act on. So this is my second time I seen it, and I just had already had that gut feeling, so I knew I should act. But when I take a look at Enagic, their philosophy really resonated a lot of truth for me. And so their health principles, and so realizing your true physical health through the healthy drinking water. Also realizing true financial health. And so, when I seen this, it really got me curious and opened up my eyes to a new aspect of healing through our finances. And so healing our finances and taking a look. So this once again was right in alignment with one of my values is I have a strong value on our health. And then I wanted to be able to surpass and outgrow myself financially. And that was one of their key principles. And realizing that true mental and physical health through personal growth and finding contentment in all aspects of life. So when I took a look at this company's philosophy, it resonated with me. They were totally in line with what I believed, what I strive for, and has a room for me to grow in and actually challenge me out of my limiting beliefs around money and our finances. So that has been a really great aspect that I've loved within this company. And so what do we sell? So we sell leading manufacturer of the ionizer. So it's a home-based water system. And so what it does is it enhances the water that you drink. So when I first started using this, it was amazing to see our whole family drinking so much. There's a regulation of our water intake, and we enjoy it, and the energy that we actually increased. But we also not only just sell those machines and the product, we actually sell an opportunity to heal the body, mind, and finances. And so when I took a look at this, I was like, how many people are not happy with what they're doing? And so an opportunity to become their own boss. And so, how many times do we just settle? And so this was a really great company and an opportunity to become your own boss, to generate a phenomenal income, and to work with a company that has some really strong, awesome values. So with Enagic, this company, like I had said before, I'd worked with, Party Light, I've worked with Avon, and there was always every month you had to make a minimum order. And you had to make a minimum order of so much each month, and so you had to keep that up. So I was always buying stock, having stock in hand, and with this company you don't have to do any of that. There is no monthly fees, there's no minimum order, and when you reach a level or a status, you don't lose that status. Where that's where they lost me a lot of the other companies, is because you had to work so hard to maintain, and once you got there, you had to keep at that level. But we know life gets challenging. Even my experience from a pregnancy, you just don't feel well. Life, whatever life happens. And so I really love the integrity of this company, that once you've achieved and you've reached it, they honor that. They say, hey, thank you, you deserve that. You don't lose that status. You've already proven your value. You've already worked, and you've achieved and received this status. We're not going to take it away from you. And so this company really softened my approach and the stress around kind of starting up a business, because a lot of that was stressing me in other businesses. Okay. So if we take a look at Enagic, they have a patent commission chart. And it's something like I've never seen before, and you'll probably never see anywhere else. And what they do is they actually split their commissions kind of like a pie chart in 8 directions. So if you could take a look here, there's some of the products listed on the bottom of the variation of products that you can get signed up with, and then we have the pricing there. But if you kind of take a look up to the top as to how you can start generating your income and what the commissions are is very substantial. And so when you take a look at, you know, your $3,300 per sale, but you build yourself up, and it's an 8-point system. So for every sale every sale you make, you get a point. And there's also different strategies of how to cluster your sales so you can actually generate bigger packages to actually bump yourself up a lane. And so, you know, that's all, of course, part of your coaching and training that we give you. But really, if you take a look, what a sale and receiving commissions of $1,100 sound exciting to you? It certainly did for me. And it has been, as it's evolving, getting commissions of $1,600 within my personal sales. And then as you build your team below, you're receiving that commission from your team sales as well. So the potential that this company has and the bonuses they give you are actually quite phenomenal. And there's a strategy as you get into the company we talk more about, but how can you actually set up a legacy for your family where you could actually start up lanes and build up for your children as they grow older, to be able to reap some benefits of this commission structure as well. Okay, so running this company, and there's a few different approaches. So the one thing with Enagic is as soon as you invest in one of their products, you naturally automatically have the opportunity to make a sale, to be a distributor for them. And so that was something nice, that there wasn't any extra fee. You didn't have to buy a minimum package. You didn't have to do so many months of sales in a month before you qualify. It's you purchase a product, whatever product molds to your budget, that's of interest that you're wanting. Then you're able to get started. And so, you know, you can do it organically just by referral, word of mouth. If you were to do a presentation or something like this, none of this is costing me any additional funds. And so it's more your time, your relationship building. It's amazing how many people come to the house. They love our water machine, and if you know they want to follow through, then you get commissions from it. The second approach is the online marketing, exactly what I had signed up to do as well. So this is where you learn how to sell at a global scale, using the internet by getting your own offer in front of potential buyers. So you'll also receive a step-by-step training of how to do this. You know, if you choose to do this aspect as well, we can give you all the tools that you're needing, step-by-step training, and it's $99 a month investment for that setup system in that training. And so that is something that I use, as it was a new skill that I wanted to. I also like the idea that I didn't have to be talking, like naturally I do talk to they ask questions, but I didn't want to have to sell to all my friends and family, where this actually allows me to not be that salesperson, and it actually will open up and offer this at a global scale, which allows you to actually have a lot bigger market. When you take a look at Facebook, there's 2 billion users on Facebook every day. And so when you take a look at 2 billion people, when we get clear as to what we're wanting, who we are, and our whys, you actually can really find your niche. You can find your market within the 2 billion people that actually will increase your ability to get your business started. And then the third approach is you can do a combination of both. And that's what I do. I like to use the setup step-by-step training that I've learned and incorporate that. But then I also use the organic approach as well. Okay. So I just see, how's everybody doing so far? I just want to check Any questions, any thoughts, anything that you guys are wanting to kind of ask? Let's take a little pause here. At any time, if you do have any questions, you want to make any comment, please feel free to mention them in the chat there. And even if you have one that pops up, and we'll get back to it at the question and answer time. Okay, so those are different approaches. There's no right and wrong. And this is one thing about the company, is that it's you sharing your story. And so you can't do it wrong. There's no right or wrong here. It is around molding and finding out what works for you. And so that's the gift. And I realize that's why, it's BU marketing, is because it's your opportunity to share your story, to be yourself, and to share that with the world is really what we're selling as an opportunity for that. Okay. So in the investment, I covered this already. The unique aspect of this company is once you purchase a product, you're given the rights to sell. So there's no minimum orders, no membership fees, unless you were to choose to that $99, which is with our global affiliate zone. So that's separate a bit from the Enagic. And there's no stock required. And so as soon as someone purchases it, the purchase order goes right to Enagic, and Enagic will ship and deliver it to them. So we are just kind of the middleman for them. There are a variety of ways to get started based on your budget and how quickly you want to move up those lanes of commission, but you can get started as low as $850. Now, us Canadians, we are super lucky. These products are considered as a medical equipment. So when we take a look at Enagic, they've been around for 44 years, and in Japan, they are used in all the hospitals. They are the top quality. The products there. And so in Canada, they are considered part of the medical equipment. So we are offered and have an opportunity to do some financing opportunities that are like a business startup loan. And so Metacard is the company that we use for that. And so it is a really unique opportunity that you can get started with financing for any of the products that are within Enagic. And for me, business startup loans, I've gone through different variations of stages of, doing out a full business plan and taking it to the bank. They're often a little bit harder because they might require 35% down, or their interest rates, from my experience, have been a bit higher. You may also be able to do any type of your own financing, whether it's a credit card, a line of credit, however you choose to invest, that is up to you. But also just a reminder that all of these, your product, if you were to choose the $99 a month training and ClickFunnels, these are all part of your business expenses. So, you'd be becoming your own boss, and this is all the stuff that we can help you and train you with around how to start your own business, what are expenses, and how do we track and ensure you have those financial foundations set up for yourself. So I'm going to open this up to any questions at this time. Does anyone have any questions that's kind of lingering or kind of at you around what this opportunity looks like? Or I'm just going to pull up a chat here. Any comments? How have you guys enjoyed this so far? Let's just give a moment or two here to see if anything is popping up. Okay, no questions. There's never any silly questions. When we take a look at questions in life, you guys, this is how we learn and grow. And so for us to continually evolve, for us to get those questions answered, and when we start seeking, our questions are how we're going to get the answers that we're needing. So thanks for joining in. Okay, awesome. So if you don't have any questions right now, that's totally okay too. But if you do along the way, please feel free. I'm here to answer and to support you along the way. Okay, so are you curious and want to get started? Okay, so we can get started today. It would be $99. That would give you access to 3 hours of training. And it will give you a free coaching call. And through these 3 hours of training, it will go through step by step of what is affiliate marketing, how does it work, how can it mold to you. You'll also get to a clear outline and explanation of the Enagic products and their commission structure. You have 2 weeks. If you choose not to move forward, it just maybe isn't in alignment with you, then you can get a full refund within 2 weeks. So you can explore that, have that time to ponder for 2 weeks. If you choose within that 2 weeks it's not for you, you get a full $99 refund. The second one we can do is our one-on-one coaching call. So I love to hear people's stories. I'd like to know your why. What are you seeking? What are you wanting? And we can really work to see, is this really in alignment with what you're wanting to get? And so we can book a coaching call. Or if you're not just ready yet, that's okay. We can stay in touch. Just let me know that you're interested. I will ensure that you stay on my contact list, and I will be sure to keep you involved with anything that is happening and how things are evolving. So those are our 3 steps. So if any of you guys are wanting, please just in the chat, you can say, you're interested, do you want more information, you want to stay in contact. I will also be following up with an email with this recording today. So if you are wanting to sign up for that $99, there will be a link within that email, or you can email, message, Facebook me, and I can get you that link ASAP. Okay, so I just want to thank you guys for taking the time today. I know time is one of our most valuable, precious things. We often think that we don't have enough, and we have a hard time knowing where to distribute it. So the fact that you guys all made it here, you've taken the time to listen, perhaps this is even the recording you're listening to, I just want you to know that I'm very grateful that you took the time to hear and to listen to this opportunity, a little bit about my story. And I hope throughout me sharing my story allowed you to maybe get going inward and to question yourself a little bit more. And I hope you maybe take some action today on some of those gut feelings, those subtle senses that you have maybe picked up or received throughout the presentation that can help you get you back in alignment with creating the life that you desire, and getting and working towards what it is that you're wanting. Because life is short and it is here for us to create. We just need to take action, get clear with it, and begin moving forward. So today I hope you just can do one simple thing today that can stimulate you to move in the direction of creating your life or whatever it is that you're seeking for. And thank you guys all very much for joining me today. And yes, we'll stay in contact. I'll send you guys up a follow-up email. And if you do want to take some action today, please reach out and connect with me. So wishing you guys all a fun-filled, nurturing Sunday, and we'll be in touch. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.